Всем привет, дорогие друзья, с вами Гладиус. Это продолжение нашего приключения дефис детективчика. И нас позвали в красную комнату. Давайте, конечно, отправимся непосредственно туда. Что с этого получится и что нас там ждет, мы сейчас узнаем. Опачки. Так. Балкон, а вот в комнату Бонапарта стоило бы заглянуть. Давайте попробуем. Прям нам игра сама подсказывает, что нам надо именно идти к Бонапарту в комнату, иначе другие пока закрыты.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
А, следующее. Ой, тут еще и этот прислужник получается. Я чуть при нем двери чужие не открыл. Слуга так называемый. Хитрость. Хитрость у меня только 1 балл. Но скоро я научусь.
Might be better to take a different stairway.
Блин, ну, честно признаться, не совсем люблю вот такие вот прям линейные игры, которые вот иди к этой лестнице, иди к той, сейчас у этой лестницы что-то обязательно случится. Поэтому как бы в целом ключ с полукольцом. Я, кажется, понял. Нет, не понял. Тут ничего мы сделать не можем. Поэтому я как бы не сильно люблю такие игры. Но в данном случае данная игра мне очень нравится. Как бы я поиграю в нее. Ох, финиш все-таки набили.
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet. I really need to talk to you.
Is this about last night?
No, that was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it was a little bit my fault too.
There's no excuse for that man's horrible behavior. You ought to tell Sir Home.
Look, the only thing that I care about is that I've lost something precious. I'm not worried about Jacques Peru.
Так, ну мы только что и можем вернуть талисман, поэтому возвращаем.
Where did you find it?
In the small salon.
It's the only reminder I have of my beloved sister. I thought that swine stole it from me. You're her son. Sarah de Richet's son.
Yes, why?
Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing
Кстати,
here?
она почему-то босиком ходит.
Excuse me, but speaking frankly, why would you care?
I know your mother very well.
Really?
Yes, I have been in your mother's care ever since I was born.
She nursed you.
Oh, I wouldn't say nursed. No. I remember her stare, cold as ice.
Какие-то
Her
сетчатые
sadistic hands
перчатки,
pressing over
босые
my
ноги,
mouth to
какая-то она вообще
silence me while I
стрёмная.
screamed in pain. I remember her knees too. She held me down with them while she cut and burned scars into me.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean?
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the point of rubbing salt in the wounds?
You're right. I don't want this conversation to turn into an interrogation. You've suffered enough already. I respect your silence. Please excuse me.
Well, thank you.
Опа, удачно.
I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they? Haven't you got a sister?
Видно то, что она
Yes.
потеряла свою
I'm
сестру,
sure she
она
loves you
такая
with all her
вся
heart.
вспыльчивая, но
She's
в
the only one
глубине
who
души
cares
она
about me.
такая мягкая, поэтому тут
I would have
достаточно
put an
было
end to
легко,
it
во
all
всяком
by
случае
now
для
if it
меня,
weren't for
ребят.
her. Since you insist, I'll tell you how I met your mother.
Thanks for trusting me.
You see, before I was born, my mother often suffered from hallucinations and fits of anger. Soon people could barely recognize her. She became a completely different person. So my father spent an enormous amount of money paying for the best doctors, but none of them were able to cure her. The last resort was to call a priest.
So, is that what your father did?
No. He went to an expert in the occult.
Ah, my mother.
Her reputation already extended beyond our borders. My mother's fits stopped at my birth, and Sarah de Richet concluded that the evil had passed into me. Not only did it encourage her to stay, but she took the opportunity to advise my father to separate me from the rest of my family. That's how I was declared stillborn. My fate was decided that very day.
It would coincide with my mother's frequent trips to America.
I had my first fit when I was 3. That's when your mother began her experiments to rid me of the evil inside.
I understand how you feel, but I know my mother. I'm sure she had her reasons, even if it seems difficult to believe.
Everything she put me through was all for nothing. My whole life was ruined for nothing.
So what brings you here then?
My father used to know Sir Holm. He offered to introduce me to the world's leading authority in the occult.
Lord Mortimer.
He was my last hope. Until I found out he had also invited your mother.
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't believe for a second she's come here for you.
You can't change my mind about this, Louis. My days are numbered, and I know it.
И босиком пошлепала. Шлеп, 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 шлеп. Что ты там поправлял-то? Непонятно. Со слугой, наверное, надо поговорить сейчас, да?
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
I would like to speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that sir would like to know?
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps sir would like to know something else?
Какой-то ты нихера не разговорчивый.
Yes. Can you briefly describe the ground floor, please?
Very well,
Vestibule.
sir. On the ground floor, there are mainly living rooms. Sir finds himself at present in the Grand Hall. From the Grand Hall, Sir can access, on one side, the small salon, where the guests like to relax with a good book. From there, Sir can access the conference room, which is closed at present for preparations. That is where Lord Mortimer likes to gather all of his guests for talks. From the other side of the Grand Hall, Sir may access the dining room. That is where Sir's meals will be served. From the dining room, Sir may benefit from an exceptional view overlooking the island. It is also the best way to access the portrait gallery, where a large part of Lord Mortimer's
О,
works are exhibited.
Портретную галерею.
And in the gallery, Sir will also find access to the garden. But Sir may be reassured the building is accessible on both sides, so that it surrounds the garden in question. So, Sir should not find cause to worry. No one has ever gotten lost.
Боже,
Except
что
for my
у нас
mother.
сухо.
Has Sir another question?
На втором этаже чисто спальные комнаты, что находится на
Yes.
третьем этаже.
What can I find on the second floor?
That floor is strictly reserved for Lord Mortimer, sir. In the west wing, on the second floor, are his private chambers. In the east wing are the rooms reserved for Lord Mortimer's personal guests. At the moment, these rooms are reserved for Serholm, sir. But only authorized guests may access that area. Does sir have any more questions?
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
Ну, наверное, медика мы сейчас скушаем.
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would, but unfortunately I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
Хорошо, давайте скушаем 2 медика и зафигачим еще раз. А, все. Нет, не все. Отрицательный эффект у нас еще есть. Золотой эликсир еще раз выпьем. Так, я все это время не тупил. Золотой эликсир у меня. Вот, 2. Фу ты, а я все не то пью. Ну ладно. Так, где у нас тут дверь-то? Сюда, по-моему, да, надо? Нет. Так, мы их... вон там. В противоположной стороне вестибюля. Не, ну, конечно, дворец офигенный. Сейчас тут все будут трапезничать. Теперь посмотрим, что нам дадут. Может, яичницу или английский завтрак какой-нибудь. Ох, ни хрена себе. Я ж прям проголодался, ребят. Если вы сейчас прям кушаете, то я вам завидую.
Dear friends, I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too
Посмотрите на эту
short.
поляну.
Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary
Молодой
Army.
еще, зеленый.
And Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
Peru looks totally out of place.
Блин, это появляется вообще неожиданно.
He's counting the 10 sets of cutlery around each plate? The man is completely lost.
Thank you again for the wine, Your Eminence. It is served every day at the king's table. I am delighted to...
Говорю, тут очень вот просто идет мультик, и ты раз и в игре. Это непривычно, в этом свой шарм есть какой-то, вот, правда. Я сижу, читаю, и я постоянно должен как быть в теме, потому что иначе это грозит лохануться.
I should feel better too, as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Emily. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
Бабочки по дому летают.
A Prussian-Britannic coalition is not good for France. The last time we fought against them, our empire went up in smoke.
Is the wine to your liking?
Very much so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. A Sauternes, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favourite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
Don't worry, I appreciate the same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
Is everything all right?
Yes, thank you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
My lord, I only know the prestige of your name. Might I have the honor of getting to know you a little better?
You are Monsieur
Louis Moras de Richet.
de Richet. De Richet. A name with a nobiliary particle. Are you descended from a noble line?
And you, sir?
The presence of a particle does not necessarily mean a person belongs to the nobility, nor does it prevent the observance of the rules of etiquette, Monsieur von Wondau.
Please, go ahead.
Have you any information on this Napoleon?
Don't trust yourself.
Oh?
Well, what do you think, madam? What is this Bonaparte doing here?
The presence of a soldier is never a good sign. It can only mean there's going to be further war. To answer your question, I only know that his family were in favor of the revolution, and that it almost cost them their lives.
Thank you, that's helpful.
Monsieur de Richet, it would seem we have common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
Надеюсь, он меня сейчас не скинет отсюда. Чувак, ты бы отошел.
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Stay composed, Louis.
I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about their disappearance, but I must validate the deal urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still, this is a bit hasty. But please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
Surely such an amount will buy twice as many cannons. Don't try to pull a fast one on me. We're both young, but we are not naive.
Please don't be offended. I just wanted to make sure you knew what you were talking about. And I am reassured. I have one last question I would like to pose to you. We don't know each other yet, you and I. And I need to make sure that we both share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
О,
I think what France is lacking today is a truly strong leader ready to govern her.
Подмазались Наполеону, конечно, но...
Who will propel her forward so once again she becomes a proud nation respected by all. A man capable of both rebuilding the country from the inside and, at the same time, developing exterior relations. Someone with a vision, I think. The right person still remains to be found.
You're right, my friend. I hear your words, and I agree.
Это было чересчур
Monsieur
легко.
de Richet, I am reassured. I am very happy to have met you. Lord Mortimer was right to put his trust in you. I hope to work with you in the very near future. I would like to thank you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Reflections on the Revolution in France. Mr. Bonaparte, I thank you for this gesture, and please know that I, too, am delighted to have met you.
Я знаком с Бонапартом. Офигеть. Да,
My
такого я
friends,
точно
I
не
would
знал.
like to say a few words, please. I would
Да,
like
блин,
to
я с
thank
президентом
Lord
знаком.
Mortimer and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always benefited from them. The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is imminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington.
Господи, но он шлепок, не побоюсь этого слова.
Washington is a very gifted speaker. Leave him for 5 minutes with sworn enemies and he'll convince them to be friends for life.
Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be present, as well as Lord Mortimer, I hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
Очень много бабочек. С чем это связано, я не знаю. Так, успех. Нашли послание. Неудача только вот впервые у меня за 3 части всего лишь одна неудача. Я не смог прочитать его полностью. Сюжетные развилки. Я мог обыскать комнаты Элизабет. Я мог обыскать комнату Наполеона. Ну да, у меня же кроме Наполеона еще была задача обыскать Адамс, Элизабет. Ну что, ребят. Это уже хорошо. Ух, ничего себе мы с вами качнулись. Да нифига себе мы с вами качнулись. Прям хорошо. 8 очков навыка, ребят. И это очень хорошо. Так, смотрим. Языкознание. Ну, просто так ради поверхностных знаний надо вот это вот все сделать. Теперь убеждение. Давайте прокачаем еще. Дальше. Наука, оккультизм. Это все хорошо. Вот хитрость. Вот мне аж надо вот так вот. Теперь мне надо логика, ловкость. Вот ловкость как бы не помешала. Допрос. Допрос мне надо. Я видел то, что часто высвечивается бдительность. Тоже не помешает. Ну и давайте ради того, чтобы заполнить эту, возьмем еще психологию. Ну вот как-то так у нас теперь выглядит наше умение. И теперь, по идее, мы сможем прочитать новые размышления о французской революции. Или... Ну, этикет у нас уже есть, насколько я помню, да? Нет. И политика. То есть, в принципе, нам что то без разницы. Но давайте, учитывая то, что это нам дается просто так, а вот это уже дается, потому что нам ее подарили, возьмем и прочитаем ее. Ну что, ребят, сейчас пройдет мультик и будем заканчивать. Я не знаю, чем сейчас закончится вот эта вот вставочка.
Alright, let's recap. Before dinner, I was going to investigate my mother's message. I've got to find the place where all eyes size you up.
Ну вот теперь, собственно, мне предлагают прочитать книгу. Ну и вот, собственно, прекрасный повод закончить ролик, поэтому я очередной раз поблагодарю вас за то, что вы досмотрели до конца. Если вы поставили лайк и подписались на канал, за это вам огромнейшее спасибо, мои дорогие друзья, подписчики, прям красавцы. Ну а мы с вами увидимся в следующем ролике. Не забывайте комментировать. Всем пока-пока.